Welcome back to the 6th Gear Garage. Today I'm going to test these 8 polishing products to see which ones can best bring back this corroded and these dull aluminum wheels. First, I clean the wheels with soapy water to remove any dirt or contaminants on the surface. A clean surface is important before polishing, so I'm not grinding existing debris into the surface, creating scratches. Now I have 8 clean rags here, one for each product, so there's no cross-contamination. And you can see this once polished wheel has been severely neglected over the years, and it has almost no shine left. And I have 2 of these, so 4 products on each wheel. And you may remember these from my Land Cruiser. These are very corroded, to the point they need completely refinished. It's going to take a lot of wet sanding to restore this wheel, but we'll try all 8 products on this heavily corroded wheel as well, just to see what they can do. These wheels are bare aluminum, and you cannot use aluminum polish on wheels that are clear coated. Let me show you a couple examples here. These are clear coated, and you can see the aluminum is actually starting to corrode under the clear coat, and that's what these squiggly lines are. The polish won't do anything for this wheel unless the clear coat is stripped off first. Here's another clear coated wheel, and you can see the clear coat's actually flaking off right here, and now the bare aluminum is exposed in that spot. This clear coat is cracking from age, and this wheel needs stripped down before I can polish it. One last example. This is a 3-piece wheel, and the center is clear coated. You can tell it's a little dull and not as reflective, but the lips are bare aluminum, so I could polish just those if I wanted. So I'm only going to be using these products by hand today and polishing them with terry cloth rags, just to keep things simple. I'll do another video sometime showing how to polish with drill attachments, but this is just a product comparison, so I'm using elbow grease to keep everything even. But if you want to work faster, here is an example of polishing attachments that you can use with the drill. These are all different shapes for getting in nooks and crannies of each wheel. I'll put a link for these in the description. They were a little over $20 for all of them. And that's worth it because it takes a lot of elbow grease to polish 4 wheels. We'll start with one of my favorites, Mother's Mag and Aluminum Polish. This is what I used to polish my Civic HX wheels back in the day. So it's a good starting point to compare the others. Just apply a little to a terry cloth towel, rub it into the metal surface until a black residue appears. Then buff it off with the clean towel. This is what it should look like, a white or slightly off-white color. Here's a really old can I found. You can see it has this yellow crusty surface. But I can just give it some shakes, taps on the palm, and then it's good to go. Just dip a little bit on a terry cloth towel here. About this much should do for one spoke. And just rub it in a circular pattern with some pressure. And the black residue on the towel is how you know the wheel is bare aluminum and not clear coated. Then using a clean spot in the towel, just wipe off any of the black residue from the aluminum. And that's looking a lot better already. But let's do one more pass for more shine. Alright, so there's the before. And now, wipe any haze from the surface. This is looking so much better. Polishing it the second time makes a huge difference. Look at that. It's not a mirror finish like chrome, but for a couple minutes of work, this is really impressive. Now there are still some really tiny pits in the surface, and Mother's isn't going to take those out. I don't think any of these products will. That requires wet sanding before polishing, and that's going to be a whole other video. Next up we have some Blue Magic, and this is a really old container. They look different now. I'll have links to all these products down in the description, by the way. This has to be 15 years old. We'll see how well it still works. Pretty much the same instructions as the Mother's. Rub it until a black film appears. The Blue Magic does leave a silicone film to protect the shine though. Contains ammonia, so it's not kind to the nostrils. Good for any metal surface, even fiberglass. And I've noticed that it's not quite as abrasive as the Mothers. I used this on my Civic HX wheels after wet sanding to 2000 grit and polishing with the Mothers. Following with the Blue Magic made them a tad bit more reflective and brighter. Just dab a little bit on the rag, about the same amount as the Mothers, and rub it on. Once again, it turned the rag black. That's how I know it's doing its job. It has started to haze over, so I'm going to wipe it off with the clean towel. And it's definitely less reflective than the Mothers. So let's give it another round. There's round 2. Let's wipe off this haze. 2 applications makes a big difference. But being that this aluminum wheel has some heavy oxidation, I don't think the Blue Magic is going to be as effective here. You can see what the Mothers did here. And the Blue Magic just isn't as clear. So the Blue Magic is going to work a lot better on aluminum that hasn't oxidized as bad as this wheel has. Still looking a lot better than it did before, but not as good as the Mothers. Next up, Chemical Guys Heavy Metal Polish. Good for all metals and contains a polymer sealant to protect the metal from the elements. Shake well. Apply to metalwork using applicator pad, which I'll be using a terry cloth towel instead for the small test area. Rub to restore shine. Wipe with the clean cloth. That should be plenty. It definitely removes some oxidation. Let's wipe off the haze and see how she looks. Pretty good. Still a little cloudy or hazy, but it is reflective. This was just one application though. Let's do one more and see if I can get it looking as good as the Mothers. It is better now. Very reflective compared to before, but it's not as clear as the Mothers. Maybe about the same as the Blue Magic. I'll have to bring this outside later for a comparison in natural light. But next up is the Chemical Guys Light Metal Polish. So, unlike the heavy polish, the light polish has a UV protection feature. So, this is designed to protect the shine. I'm not sure how well it's going to do on this dull wheel. It says it's non-abrasive, safe for all metals, including clear-coated, and same instructions as the heavy. Well, let's give it a try anyways. Just 3 dots per the instructions. Let's see how it did. Being non-abrasive, I'm not expecting a whole lot. Well, there's round 1. I'm going to give it another application. Let's see how that second round did. Still really hazy, but it did polish it up some. It's about on par with the Blue Magic. The Chemical Guys Heavy definitely worked better on this wheel. I think I'd use the light after polishing with the heavy to help protect the shine. But I think Mothers is the winner on this wheel, followed by the Chemical Guys Heavy. And the Blue Magic and Chemical Guys Light look about the same. But these all worked to bring the aluminum to a shine compared to what I started with. Now let's test the other 4 products on the other wheel. First up, we have Heavy Duty Metal Polish by Alcoa. And it's leaking when I shake it. So this is actually step 2 in a 3-step system. There's also a step 1 cleaner, which I already cleaned the wheel, and a step 3 sealant to protect the shine, which isn't really going to make a difference in this test. Alcoa makes the aluminum wheels that you see on semi-trucks, and those wheels see a lot of dirt and road salt. So this might be some strong stuff. I shook it for a long time, but it's still a little thin. Yeah, I can feel some goop on the bottom. I'll just wipe this right on here. Now let's wipe it off, and it definitely worked. Still hazy, but I'm giving every product 2 applications to keep it fair. So let's go again. It definitely turned the rag black. Oh, nice. There are some scratches on this spoke that you can see there. Those most likely won't come out without wet sanding, but you can see it polished up well. That's a good reflection. After, before. Next, let's try the Alcoa PDQ. So I'm shaking this, and it's leaking from the cap. It looks like water. I shook it for a while, and it still sounds like there's water in it. All right, let's see what's going on in here. So there is definitely some polish in there, but it looks like the top half is just water. This is getting weird. I don't think it's supposed to do this. The water doesn't even smell like anything. I should probably do a taste test. Don't. I'm thinking this may have froze in the garage and separated somehow. I don't have any other explanation why it was half full of water, but let's test it anyways. So it might be a little thicker. I'm still getting some water out of here. All right, well, let's try this. So the Alcoa PDQ is designed to be used in between the heavy-duty polish treatments. So it sounds like this is a lighter version of their polish, which means it's probably on the less abrasive side. Let's see how it did. Well, it still works. Let's do a second application. Well, look at that. It actually worked pretty well, considering it was separated in half water. So we've got a good reflection. It's pretty clear too. Not too hazy. Next up is Flitz. Flitz is for metal, plastic, and fiberglass, and a paint restorer, so it does it all. This is for all kinds of applications. Pause if you want to read them all. Let's see how it does on a dull aluminum wheel. Need a can opener for this one. Pretty thick and goopy. Just a little dab there. That's probably more than enough. Oh, this is looking pretty good for just the first pass. That's impressive. Let's do one more for a fair comparison. This is really shiny. I'd say it's up there with the Mothers. There's definitely ammonia in this stuff because it stinks. Burns the nostrils worse than the Blue Magic. Last but not least, we have the nevr-dull. I got a rag for this, but the nevr-dull doesn't need a rag. It's just this giant wad of, looks like cotton insulation. This is a really old can, by the way. I'll have links for all these products in the description, and this one will definitely look different now. Cleans and polishes all metals. Oh, leaves no deposits in the crevices of metalwork. That's pretty smart. Excellent for mag and chrome wheels. Let's go. So yeah, on this welded two-piece wheel, I have this crevice here. So one benefit of this is polish won't get stuck in that space. So tear off a small portion and rub it until all dirt is removed. Then finish with a soft dry cloth. No way! Is this can 30 years old? We'll see if it still works. It comes off in pretty big chunks. That's a lot. I just need a little bit here. Perfect. Well, it still works. Here's what the nevr-dull took off. I guess I still need this rag after all. Pretty hazy, but it is shining up. Here's before for comparison and after. Time for round two. That little wad is about done after 2 applications. But they packed this in here pretty tight, so I guess a can would last for a while. And there it is after 2 applications. Pretty good reflection, but pretty cloudy, hazy. This wheel might be a little too corroded for the nevr-dull. I'm going to take these 2 wheels outside for a daylight comparison. Then I'll test these products on this wheel. It has very heavy corrosion, and I don't expect any of these products to restore that finish. But we'll see what they can do. Alright, we have much better lighting out here. And also, you can see the reflections better. So here is the original finish on this dull, unpolished spoke here. Here's the Blue Magic. I'll let you decide which one's the best. Here's the Mothers. And here is the Chemical Guys Light. And the Chemical Guys Heavy. And over on the other wheel, Let's start with the unpolished spoke. And then we have the nevr-dull. And the Flitz. And the Alcoa PDQ. And the Alcoa Heavy Duty. So let me know which one you think worked the best. I think they all worked pretty well. They all looked great outside. I set them between the house and the pole barn, so here's a better chance to see the reflections. Here's the Flitz. The nevr-dull looks a little more hazy. The original dull finish. The Alcoa Heavy Duty. And the Alcoa PDQ. They both look great, but I don't know if they're as bright as the Flitz. All right, the other wheel. There's the Blue Magic, a little hazy. The Mothers, Chemical Guys Light, and Chemical Guys Heavy, which I think worked a little better than the light on this wheel. All right, it's cold. I'm going back inside. All right, same drill as before. I divided the wheel into 8 sections, 1 for each product. Next, I applied the product to the right of each label on the outer lip 2 times, just like I did before. All right, so none of these products were able to completely restore the surface. This wheel is going to need wet sanded up to 2000 grit and then polished, which will be an upcoming video. So here's the Mothers, and you can see all the pitting is still dull. Better than it was though. And the Flitz, Chemical Guys Light, Chemical Guys Heavy, Alcoa Heavy Duty, which might have actually made the biggest difference on this wheel. I mean, this stuff is made for semi-truck wheels, which get pretty corroded. And the Alcoa PDQ. Blue Magic shined up pretty decent as well. I guess it depends on the lighting. nevr-dull did well in this wheel too. So don't let your aluminum wheels get to this point, or you'll have many hours of wet sanding and polishing to do. I'll show that process in a future video. Hopefully next week it's warmer and I can get back out in the garage and show you where I'm at in the truck. Thanks for watching.